Hi guys and welcome back to another video on the wrestling review from Daniel. This is a recap for after the Raw review. So just to let you know guys, I won't be reviewing SummerSlam due to a busy publicity is over the weekend, but also I'll be at the Celtic Dundee match on Monday. It was moved to Monday for the Commonwealth Games opening events, but let's get into the video. So if people are still expect, uh, if people were expecting a summer slam review, uh, do apologise. I'll make a reference to it, in next week's Raw review, but it's the best I can do because, um, I'm off to Breda to watch the wrestling and on this Sunday as well. I'm meeting late with Edo and Alba for before the show. By the time I get back, night two will have already started anyway, so I'll have to click the watch back from start, but watch back from the start button on Netflix, you know how it goes, and yeah, yeah, I won't have time. Won't have time on Monday as I've previously said, because I'm at the football was we open in our account for the league against Dundee. So yeah, I'll make a reference to Summer Slam throughout my Raw review next week. So expect a longer Raw review next week. But to start us off, guys, we had we had the end for Hell in a Cell. Now there was parts of the segment I thought were okay, but um parts were shite due to sound quality in the arena. You'd think because it's the Intuit Dome that they would have better sound setup, because is where the first realised Netflix was in that building. So you'd have thought that to be a more sort of trusted venue um for better sound quality, obviously, but apparently not. So we begin with this, and Adam Pearce calls out Oba Femi. He says to Oba, you're going up against one of the most successful combat athletes of all time. He says to Oba, would you like to proceed on to the scales, please? Your checks the scales, and and he's over for me. He's in at 302 pounds. He could also he calls it out broccoli. It's not actually what the hell in the cell so over can't get back out, but is not can't get any did that strategically, so it's called aim up the hole as well is not afraid of Oprah. Heyman gets on the mic, and Heyman's promo, it wasn't a bad delivery, it was just the sound quality and into Dome was actually Ashla last night for this segment. You only heard bits of it. Heyman um Heyman rhymes off all of it is not a accomplishment. He says it's not safe for Oba or Femi if Brock Lesnar get into the cage. It says Barack owns a octagon, and you're sure as hell not gonna snap Barack is not streak. Barack is not as 2-0 in Hell in a Cell matches. Um, both times they defeated the Undertaker. Michael Cole jogs the memory of fans and myself because I forgot that they had another Hell in a Cell encounter up until Cole mentioned it. See, that's the thing about Broccoli is there's more modern matches. Since he came back in 2012, they've gradually dipped in quality, um, to the point where now they're all just finisher spam, and I really don't care if that offends anybody. I just think Brock Lesnar's one of the most entitled workers in the history of the wrestling business. He's a lazy, he's sack of shit to be honest, because all he's got left in the tank is funny. Just spam a woo period. Here's the psychology. Anyway, anyway, Esnor grabs the mic from him and um, he says he's weighed himself in the butt. Uh, 303 pounds. Oprah's getting past. Um, Barack, Barack then says, I'll see you at summer slam over. And Oprah's like, yeah, on a way, like, Kiggy is, do you know what's coming? Oh, Esner gets back on the mic and he basically says you don't want none of that. Um, so the other words is not able is not guaranteed back over the destroys the security guards or police officers that came out with uh, um, him. Um, I have to actually say this felt like a Goldberg entrance and when both me and were coming out. Remember when Goldberg used to come out in WCW with the cops and the security guards? That's what it felt like. Um, but yeah, over this my handles them all. It gives one of them a fall from good race. It did look slightly he botched his the um as the scared rubbers we call them couldn't stay at peace as Oba tried to get him up for the fall from grace. So it took a second attempt. Um so yeah that's fine. We get a recap of Royal Rumble 2022 between Rollins and Roman Reigns about the match ending and a DQ Roman hasn't got a victory in this series, even in his historic title run. He didn't beat Rollins. So that's what these video packages are designed to do. Hype up this potentially final encounter. Um, you get narrations from both Rollins and Reigns. As it pissed them off seeing the Rollins and Shield b- lip reversed coming out to the music. Um the Seth um says a Roman may have walked out with his title that night, but I took a piece of his soul. So again, interesting stuff here. So so I want over Femi to come out and talk here, cause as I've said, I'm sick of Esner, and it's about time we had a different monster that's been put in priority. Um, basically, speaking of priority, Alpha Academy were defeated by the Vision in a tag match. So basically, Maxine and Logan Paul getting involved here. It leaves Tozawa isolated in the ring. Um, double team and other combination spear from the alien break and that gets the free count. There was a promo at the before the match. Logan Paul said, it was funny when they split at Humpty me in an his head open, but not as funny as when he stole the Alpha Academy's girl. Then he says, I'll hand you over to the vision Queen Maxine the pre Maxine actually gets on them. And she does get and she does get a sizable number of boos. And I do like Maxine. I'll get into what I have found this segment a bit jarring though. But my Maxine says her boys are her boys are on the boogie boogie division. Ja, the match that Arsenal get the finish that I took all tip out at the end of the match. Then you get Alpha Academy get beaten down again to Zawa gets Kazawa gets on a spear Ota Ota is the dismantles Theory and Break or it leaves Mark seen in a panic. She tries to seduce Ota is and it gives them Theory and Breaker enough of it gives them Theory and Breaker enough time to do the double power bomb out the corner and b- begin the assault on Otis. Your combination and it leaves Maxine Hogan Eerie and Braun Breaker standing over Otis. Now, I'm not knocking Maxine here, right? But how the hell do you treat Braun Breaker as a piece of furniture? 'Cause he's in the background here, right? You've got Austin Theory, who's kind of who's kind of a decent worker, but he's not oh my god sensational. He's solid is what I'd say. Maxine has just came into her own, and I do actually like her, but Ron Breaker is one of your major main event centerpieces, and you're letting Max actually have the majority of screen time when you've had Braun Break or absolutely tear it up at two WrestleManias already. He's won the IC he's even challenged for the World Heavyweight Championship as he was still an NXT competitor in one of the special episodes where he did actually face Rollins. So they've put a lot of stock and effort into this guy, all for this attractive Bill on who's actually improved in the ring to upstage him with a first storyline boyfriend Austin Theory. Um, so yeah, but I'm mixed. So what's Maxine's delivery and whole bitchy in this was good, but it's coming, but it's coming at the expense of one of the most overgeared eyes in the company. I think the vision has been a total disaster in terms of how it's structured because as Paul Heyman has effectively left the group as we've discussed last week. Um, and the review, highly recommend you check that review out, by the way. How would you hear if you haven't um checked the review out from last week because um addressing a point from last week's review. So behind the scenes, Heyman's probably like this ain't working, and he's probably got a point because you've still got um because you've still got barons and narrators still attached to this group that um and he's still out injured. You've had to be basically cut Rollins' time short in the group to start with if after um Crown Jewel due to injury when you had Baker spear the hell out of in New Zealand, if you remember that. Then you've got Austin Theory, who was the Vision's master, and you've added Maxine to be Baron Breaker get injured during WrestleMania, and now Heyman's kind of separated himself away from the Vision. I don't know if it's just for the Lesnar Femi feud or that's going to be a more permanent fixture. By the sounds of Heyman's still every last week in the backstage segment, uh, um, it's sounding more permanent than what, or it would be if it was just for that feud, which is a shame because Heyman's always said he's wanted to work with a Baron Break or an other than obviously the brief didn't really managed, but Raker against Carmelo Hayes in the special episode where where Hayes had Cena in his corner. This is the first major opportunity we've had to see Heyman and Breaker work together at least on screen, because I know Heyman does have like involvement in particular if Break are behind the scenes, so that is actually pretty disappointing that Heyman's distanced himself, it looks like. But yeah, the outcome of the match is obvious. It was a decent match for what it was. Maxine performed okay in the mic. Um, Byron Saxton would then question them later on about the victims' actions towards autism to Salwa, but in particular autism. Scene searches here to protect her, but I autism is a perfect um representative of all of you. Arguably, um, Logan Paul would then pipe up to my absolute sincere joy, not. He'd actually um he'd actually say um he'd actually agree with if Mark seen a basic only laughs at the fact that Otis is still has you ends for Maxine. Um so yeah. Um so yeah, that was pretty much that for the follow up segment. Uh so so yeah, like I do like Max scene. It's just the rest of the action in particular brought on Breaker that suffers due to this, um but yeah, then we get Ellen. He's talking to Jackie Redmond as she asks um what's he thinking heading into summer slam and so after the early night responds early night responds with thinking about what my Michael Cole has been saying that I'm paranoid. He does his response, then he goes into the island about the vision attacking people from behind again, like the Audrey Ordula line. Uh, it says that it says that he's now in an uneasy alliance with Solo Sikoa and the Royce Keys, but he said he only stop the hell out the ever actioning, but I really hear them in the dark. I'm obviously paraphrasing here, guys. But then we get to Javon Evans versus Rusev. This was a pretty good match here. This was a pretty good match here, guys. It showed Evans for vulnerability. Usually Evans, usually Evans gets the bulk of the offense in here, but he had to give Hind out a win. He did start out strong, but then for much of the match, Rusev had most of the offense into the break. Rusev ramped it up a notch. He had he had Javon in the I killed Ed a couple of times. The first time Evans got on to the ropes successfully. In the second, the second time, or Rusev almost put him out. Evans was able to escape. It looked as though Rusev would uh, take control again, a bit later on, Javon hits the stunner and then hits the OG cutter to get the win. The hang time on that's sensational, but again, what are you really doing with Rusev? It seems like you brought him back just to job basically and just say to AEW, hey, look who we've got back and from you. Um, but yeah, decent enough match as well, or it is. But where the hell does Rusev actually stand within this company? We get a build up, he's a big ass, and I'm just sitting in there going, whoopie do, because I really didn't care for big ass all that much. The match with Daniel Bryan and stuff was a complete waste of time during his first run. You could I had him on SmackDown as like a bodyguard for Ricky Saints. Those two have previous even up in AEW, so they do have chemistry, but other than that, guys, I just don't see a big ass fit sin, and I don't really care for them all that much, but that's by the by. We get an Ethan Page promo before this, but Iron Saxton says how you preparing for Rey Mysterio. Page says a regular former world heavyweight champion. You're the Triple A general manager. You get California's favorite son, but I'm only um um he says I hope you enjoyed your time off the last time we I'm so because I'm gonna give you the rest of your the year off as a bring pain to you tonight. So that is fine. Page is this army sort of arse heal very well. I do cover like Icon is a decent so or and he's supposed to get on your tits basically. That's what heels are designed to do. It's just to the smarmy smile that gets you riled up and he plays the correct so well. But yeah, decent enough action here in the match with just talked about as well. Chad Gable, um, Chad Gable talks about out in the pre-tape his road to a redemption and about how the Intercontinental Championship consumed him about more. And in that we see the killer approves the author in the match against Gunther um, Gunther Ryan. We see the heel turn on Sami Zayn after Sami beats him um, on the Raw, but if Sami's wife in the front row, then he said, I had to, I had to lose everything in order to kill I'm back up. Then we see the, the result of the mass versus mass match. So again, that's fine. We see highlights of him on asking. He says he's ready for the ultimate redemption. He says he didn't know oh, I wanted to win. I said, most wrestlers that don't know oh, I end up losing, but he's going to make sure he ends in his own hometown of Indianapolis. So yeah, I like that. Penta would then actually respond and say, although you respect the culture of lucha and you have respect for me and vice versa, you're not gonna come away with the title as Penta has no fear of the usual Penta stuff. Would good them back and forth and the it's venue uh, promos, so that's fine. And we do get ones for EO Sky and EO Sky and of Morgan. EOS is if there's not a great champion, EOS shared some great or Kelvins with great champions and all if doesn't compare to them. She says that all Abzarikans will be her downfall. And yeah, so pretty good promo. Well, I've would retort by saying she's always been the underdog. Everything she's achieved has been done on her own era. She's had to go for everything. She's as yeah, might be arrogant, but she put hands on the in her women's world championship and continuing to be the greatest women's champion of all time. And the EO might have got the victory. King King Night of Champions, sorry. Um, so yeah, um, so yeah, well, I won't be making the same mistake. Something to that effect. There anyway. Um, so, uh, so Evan, Evans uh, during his entry and before the match were through self dances were both of raves. Oh, you're sitting in there thinking to yourself, Ori is supposed to be the heel and the announcer. Why is he dancing with a baby face? Make it make sense. Um, but yeah, uh, I mean, I mean, of what I've discussed in the segment was and then this portion of the review is decent. But then you get to Joe Hendry um and Danhousen after we get after we get Rodriguez after we get Raquel Rodriguez Romo, she says that has been um Soul has been ducking or in the Soul has been ducking in and she's scared if he saw the only reason why she's still IC champ is because EO helped the of the team but um but Raquel says she's winning back the title for the Judgment Day. So would then retort by I saying the rest of the Judgment Day are Oxan and I've can't stop me from retaining a title. I've already beaten you. That sort of stuff. Off it was okay for what it was. So yeah, um, there's that. Then we get Joe Hendry and Dan Housen and Con. Something they make up a song about JD having a big head and about how the Judgment Day us. I don't really get why Dan Housen has to tie himself to somebody's who as Joe Hendry, but they all with a box since online Garcia was in attendance. They show him a few times throughout the night. He jumps a bit earlier to dance with the LA kill. As Cheryl he does, he then gets in the ring and attacks the Danhausen and Hendry. And attacks Danhausen, McDonough and Dominic Mysterio show up to take out Henry Lethbridge often beat down on Danhousen and Joe. I always find it cathartic to see the Danhousen getting eaten up. It makes me happy because you have to be a pretty annoying baby face in order for somebody to want a baby face um a baby face to be destroyed every time um every time I see him get destroyed it makes me laugh because I just find his brand comedies so unfunny. A kick in the balls more would be more isn't I even laughed as when I've actually punched the Danhausen and that was a great moment last week as well. Oh, I should go into the Hall of Fame based on that alone. But yeah, I'm only messing, guys. Don't take that literally. But it just goes to show you how much the Danhausen annoys me. It's not him himself, it's the persona and the character. And I've explained before, some people can do comedy more effectively, like Mr. Anna, as I mentioned last week. So Mr. Anna and plays a bit of a chick magnet with a flow of ice and wood. Jira, it was basically ill of triangle from on this green human as of I as is object to I mean actually for I know um I know for like I so that was um so that was for only and that's a case of comedy working well in the S1 but Jesus Christ Dan Housen's painful to watch. And then in the book, uh, um, so like after the heels take either Hendry the Anhausen and the Egyptian the Anhausen backstage and he's with the body one machine in the back and and he basically says to P.E.S. I would want a human unease in a pool match after Pierce says maybe it's a good idea you give Dom and JD back them on it. Pierce says you want a human unease in a home and Danhausen says of waters were watch or Slim Pierce says at SummerSlam it's the Danhausen versus the Dominic Mysterio and a human on in a pole match. Yes, says it's a show and he needs a drink. Um, now I don't drink at home myself, but every time this Egypt comes on screen with his us shit on the edges of the one machine. I really want I really do consider and I really do consider having alcohol because he is just oh my god, he's orange. See, even if even if I was pissed, I wouldn't actually like his um, but I like a character because I have taste, and I'm sorry if people actually do like this guy, but to me, I just don't see I, ju- I just don't see anything redeemable with that character other than an idiot-based is coming out with something an actual boy would do out in a school pool. He gigged down. It's just not very, um, it's just not very it's just not very appealing to old um it's just not any appealing to who's an old or fan basically. Yeah, I'm 31 and yeah, I just think Danhousen just appeals to 6-year-olds and people that think they're like Peter Pan basically, eh, and like have never grown up. You see you see, it's okay to like cheesy stuff now and again, but there's a fine line between cheesy and borderline range and guess where I think Danhousen ends up. But in any case, enough had the Danhousen for on the review. Then we get to the Mysterio versus All Ego Ethan Page. Um, so and by the way, I hope you enjoyed the the Anhausen rant part 7 on the channel. I know I know when the all J Matthew pound are um and especially Sean because he has also the offer a shock my ass a 2.0 is all that's something that me and Sean agree on which is the era orange in regards to professional wrestling and that is, but he knows I'm only joking with that. So the next match on the card is the Stereo versus Ethan Page. It looks as though Rey Mysterio's gonna pick up a hard for when it gets Page in the it gets Page in the position for the 6-1 but Ethan Page actually built Hawks up with the ring apron, or he sells the knee, and because now that he is a Triple A general manager now, which comes with um a producer credit on that show, expect him to um lose even more matches on the main shows basically. But that's okay. If and then um Ethan then takes advantage Ethan then takes advantage of that and hits the Eagle Pill X, which is a variation of the Fisherman Super X that Mr. Perfect used to use. He calls us the Eagle Pill X because all Eagle decent actually are pretty solid. I like that move. It's one of my favourite moves of all time. It's very simple but effective. Um, and Page gets the win, and just like you said, it would uh, so that Uso was come out next, um, and they say to Solo, oh, Ellen, another like is this is a more online shop, how out comes Solo was a well looking very GTA city, but after the shades and so he basically says, you are not the proper bill until because I was in it. The the Usos run down Solo. They say that I haven't come back to the fold yet. It's only a matter of time. Um, but if you don't, the same thing's gonna happen. Solo and says, I know somebody that will kick and get your ass tonight. A and out comes he says it's time that the show's paid our penance for what they've done to him, costing him big opportunities. They cost Royce Keys a shot um, at the world heavyweight titles with when they've cost so also it's now time uh, um so um I'll see you so I'll see you for the summer slam, but on second thoughts me Ian so will all come down and the alien up here sees right now. So they try and take the fight. Um, so they try and take the fight to the blood. and the Bella Dwayne Dorman and Fatu the Usos are out there. Yeah, then Rice is joins to help night and so will fight off the war and and the promo um and promo it tells it so you can tell the woman and he can kiss my ass. That was before um that was before that was before the roll. Um, so then so the and the state and between Ease and Fatu is pretty good. The two little friends um get off. Um, so it's um, so yeah, so the baby faces and all heading into summer. So yeah, um, so we'll see what happens. So all kinda suits the baby face role a bit better. Or he seems as though he can handle the babyface role a bit better. Or the problem is though you've got Knight um who's kinda still who's kinda still popular despite the Audrey despite the dodgy positioning in the company at the minute. But yeah, it's a testament to him, and you've got Royce Keys as well. Um, but yeah, so was more effective as as a baby face um as opposed to in a heel, and you saw that, and then you so then you get the women's intercontinental championship match. The match is a pretty straightforward match, pretty decent match. Raquel breaks her nose, it looks as though Soul is in a bit of peril. Then Io Sky comes out to fend off um Ev and Emma Oxa, and she takes care of those who Ev tries to get it up in the apron shotgun. Gerard puts Ev out on the floor. Io sells the knee. I'm not sure if she's injured, but throughout all that, it gives um, um throughout all that have recovered eventually, uh, as well. It provides or oxan to the structure, uh, so, Raquel hits a Hannah bomb and she wins her first singles title. Well deserved. She's improved a lot in the ring. Um, so then we get then we get the face to face, but then we get the face to face, but Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Roman says his usual catchphrase, but is interrupted by Seth Rollins and his music. So F actually says F actually says the name of the town. He actually says it. All you need to pass off Roman. And Roman says you always take a good thing and ruin it. You're he'll you just an ass. Oh, Seth says L but he's always on Roman's or Roman and basically he says um he says you've got all the tools and you've became everything and that's Penny hoped he would, but um but there's one thing you are not better and yeah professional swing on your beaten I've beaten you every time what are you gonna do and the whole build up uh, you just me beating you and what you go only get this all fight again get this all fight again at the Royal Rumble 2022. Um, so then we get um, so so then we get a roll or Omen goes for the here eventually after this year as that's what started the feud many years ago between the two as a result of the destruction of the shield. So F actually super kicks or the ends after unlessly ends drops the chairs home to or ends onto the chair and that can kill odds or for this week. So I'm gonna give this a 5.5 out of 10 guys. Some good matches but some really sticky points and show here, but yeah, I'm gonna get that in the Netflix here. Pretty middle of the road. Show decent matches, but again, and the Danhousen stuff really it takes me out of the show and the vision just needs to end basically because Ron Break or is fading into the background. You've got Maxine Dupree that is doing good off what she's becoming more the central focus when it really should be Baron Break or yeah, and obviously still too much Danhousen for me. So yeah, so for me, eagle eyes a 5.5's a fair result. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you all very soon. Sorry for the longer video. I just wanted to be a bit more, I'm a bit more thorough this week. So I'll see you all for NXT tomorrow and share, subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon for another video. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for any new videos, and I'll see you all very soon.